You can
My
push.
concern with underage people on social media is like the pedophiles. I'm not naturally a private person. Like
Mm,
you'll meet me today and you'll know my whole life
mm.
story.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think we're meant to share and show as much as we do.
No, it's not
It
normal.
is kind of scary to. Welcome back to an episode of Who Would You Tell, brought to you by Soundscape Studios. I'm happy to finally be on YouTube, happy to finally be bringing you guys an actual show. I'm here today joined by Mvakali. Thank you for joining us. Real life gold.
What
Honestly,
up?
what a gift. What a gift. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here today, ma'am.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, how are you feeling, dude?
I'm okay. I
Mm,
don't have much to say about how I am.
mm, mm.
How are
Moving
you?
though.
Yeah.
At
Carrying
the end.
on,
No,
continuing.
that's all you can ask for at the
Yeah.
end.
At
At
the
the
end
end
of
of
the
the day.
day.
Really, really. But to my listeners, we are here to talk about something that I've been talking about here and there in little segments. And that is my issue with social media. I'm not the social media guy. Just an over the few accounts. That's it. But I do genuinely think that we might have an issue, right? And I can't spend all that time, focusing just on my own views, my own thoughts. So I decided to find someone who's had social media for a very, very long time. You might be one of the first people that I saw like on Twitter. 'Cause,
Really?
yeah, like early days. You've had Twitter for time, dude.
I've had it for a very long
For a very
time.
long time.
It's
Yeah.
embarrassingly long.
Like a little bit. But it's okay. It's
It shows
okay.
my age.
No, because now you have insight. Now you have insight you can
Yeah, I
share.
mean, like we obviously didn't know what Twitter was back then. We didn't really understand the power of social media or the
Mm,
reach, and there was no such thing as a digital footprint.
mm,
And I was just a kid.
mm,
I was literally like 18, 19.
mm.
There were no rules to it. Um, and yeah, so I think by the time you found me,
No, you're well established.
I was well established from like oversharing.
And I think what you said there, oversharing, I think that might be, in some cases, the smallest issue with social media,
Really?
generally. Yeah. Because I think what you share can only really be used against you if you aren't comfortable with having said it. I think a lot of the time when you said them out loud, you have a level of power over it.
I mean, I think that's been my greatest lesson. I don't know if I'm like jumping ahead in our conversation, but my greatest lesson has been learning what is safe to share and
Mm,
what is not safe to share because I've experienced what is essentially harassment
mhm,
online from like troll accounts or whatever. So,
mm.
and everything that they've said to me is because I provided the information.
Okay. Like you gave him the stick to beat you
Yeah.
with, pretty
So
much.
I was like, it taught me such a hard lesson, but it's been a good one that like whatever I don't want people to know, let me not put it out there.
Mm,
Because I think I thought that part of my charm, part of my whole thing was how relatable I was and, sharing my human experience and how that, kind of related with other people. But really people took that vulnerability and used it to like bully me.
mm.
Um, so whoever my troll is, thank you. You taught me a very, very, very hard but good lesson. I appreciate it.
Okay, so you say that you feel that that was part of your charm.
Yeah.
And what would you say your online identity looks like now if it's not being vulnerable, if it's not sharing with people?
I don't even know if I have much of a social media presence right now.
Mm. That's intentional, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, how did you get there? What made you think I have to, take a step back?
Look, I think I've always kind of been a reluctant influencer.
Hmm.
When I first got social media, like, okay, first let's go back. Facebook I got when I was in grade 10.
Hmm.
That was 2007. And again, no rules. It's all new. Like this has never been a thing before.
Yeah.
And at that point in life, I mean, it's coming back now, but we used to take our digital cameras everywhere. So you'll go out, take photo, and I was a photographer. I used to take pictures of everything, come home, upload absolutely everything, no discretion.
Yeah. Like
Like,
whatever was
doesn't
on the
matter how
roll
bad it
to go.
is, because I didn't like I had zero foresight.
Mm,
I don't know if it's because I was naive. I don't know if I thought I was gonna be famous one day. I don't know what it was,
mm,
but like I would come home and upload an album from every single time that I'd gone out. Again, just not really thinking of the consequences. And then a couple of years later, Twitter came.
yeah.
Don't really know what it is. I'm just sharing my thoughts.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people, I mean, specifically girls, would come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, I love the way you put words together. You articulated this thing so well. The things that we can't say, you say for us." And I was like, swag, like I love that.
Yeah.
I really thought that that was like a gift that I had, like a way with words.
Mm,
And sharing it and then having people identify it was like, okay, this is part of the human experience, not just my experience. This is a good time. And I grew significantly on Twitter unintentionally. I think I was kind of just the face of like sad girls or heartbreak or whatever it was. Just because I guess I had a lot of little one-liners that
Mm.
people like identified with.
Yeah.
But I've never really made money from Twitter. Um, and my Instagram grew a lot slower.
Yeah. You wish you had made money from Twitter? Would that have made any of it easier? Like if you were facing the trolls, the harassment, everything else, if you're getting paid for it, it'd be like, this is fine.
If I was getting paid significantly.
What's significant there? Like at what point? Because these are still tweets there. There's a lie.
Like I don't get paid a lot for Instagram,
Yeah.
but also because I don't really try on Instagram.
Okay, but the amount you get paid on Instagram, would you be happy if you're getting paid for the same amount on Twitter, just for tweets? Would you have been happy with it? Would it have made it a bit easier to stomach?
If it was like a monthly check, sure. Not like occasional.
No, so the issue here is just the exposure without the payment, really.
I suppose.
Yeah.
There's no payoff.
No,
There's no prize at the end of those.
no, but I mean the prize, like you said before, was the engagement with people, right? 'Cause I think
Right.
that's when social media is at its best. That you can find people that you wouldn't have otherwise interacted with. You can find people you hadn't seen in ages. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is one of the positive sides of social media.
Yeah.
The connection. I've like made really dope friends over social media, and also what I find is that as much as like we're a very connected world, a lot of people are really lonely
Yeah.
and like going through shit. And just being able to find a community online, I think has value.
Yeah.
So on Twitter, my pinned tweet is a list of psychologists
Yeah.
in Joburg because I was raised by a mental health professional. So like therapy and all that kind of stuff has always been a part of our household.
Yeah.
And I've always had access to therapists, and I realized that how many people were like struggling with mental health. So I was like, well, I have this platform that people come to all the time. I might as well, provide this link.
Yeah.
And there are times where I deactivate my account because I'm going through whatever, and then people are like, yo, you've deactivated, need the link. So what I try to practice now is like I'll just take a break and not deactivate the whole account because
Yeah.
I find that people actually do go
Yeah.
regularly to find that Google Doc that I put together. But it's one of the ways that social media can be good.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I found my therapist through you, or
I don't know. You listed a bunch of different really positive things for somebody who was on my side. It felt like I was saying social media has a lot that we're against.
look, I think my battle with social media is very personal. I don't know if I have like an overall stance, for the youth, whatever.
Not for the youth, just average person. Like if you were to speak to like a stranger, would you say you are pro or against social media as a concept?
You need to,
Expand the question a bit more.
yeah.
Okay, so for me, I think social media's biggest issue is that it's just completely unrestricted.
Okay.
I do believe we need social media licenses. I
To
think
use it.
yeah, genuinely. Like I think you have to prove like there has to be like competency test, a wellness check before you're on social media. Like I don't think it makes sense that this tool that didn't exist 20 years ago is now
Has so much power.
over everyone, that it impacts your work life, it impacts your home life, it impacts every single aspect of your life. The fact that it just got thrown at all of us.
It's true. So
That's
do
a bit
you
hectic.
think that did you say a license? What did you say?
Yeah, license, social media license.
So would that eliminate the anonymous accounts and the trolls and all of that?
And that's really the aim.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think, so the reason I also thought about this episode because it's the book I read.
Okay.
It's Inside the Chaos Machine. Can't remember the guy's name. Very hectic myself, but I'll post it at some point in time.
Okay.
And basically, the entire book is basically talking about the fact that social media at a certain point in time starts to encourage negative behavior.
Facts.
Yeah, like when you talk about having trolls and things because they get interactions, the dopamine you receive from doing that kind of shit. Like it's this tool that didn't exist 20 years ago that has been studied to this point where people know matter of factly it makes people behave in antisocial ways.
Facts.
It's easy to spread misinformation. Like it is just a genuine concern for people. Like for me at least. And I'm just
Right.
like there should be something that we're doing here. Or just like education around it.
I think that a lot of people have a really dark and ugly side to them, and
And social media gives that light.
yeah,
That's a bad
and there's
thing.
no impunity because you're just a random, no face, no
Mm.
name. You can just say whatever you want, and
And
there's zero
and that
consequence.
is ridiculous. We need shame. We need shame.
But I
We need
don't, I
licenses.
think it's just a mirror. I think
Mm.
these kinds of things will manifest in other ways. Um, Back in the day, it was just traditional bullying,
Mm.
like in face to face.
No.
Now it's just a different form.
Yeah, but now you could be 48 getting bullied by a 25-year-old. That's crazy. That can't happen in real life. That I think that's my issues. I think social media can create issues that wouldn't exist in your day to day. Like you
But this is
can't
the
see
thing.
the
So
person.
then, if you want to protect yourself from that, the answer is just to leave.
Yeah, okay, so yes, definitely. But I think we're at a point in time now where you're almost weird if you don't have social media. Like if you met a stranger and you said, "Oh, hey, what's your name? Let me follow you." No, I don't have any social media. Why?
I envy that. I have
Yeah.
some friends that have accounts, but they're not active. They just use
Mm.
them to like keep up. They don't
But,
interact at
yeah,
all.
but you're there still.
All
Like
right.
we
I
can
don't
still
know if,
find you.
right.
Uh, like I'd be a bit concerned if someone said, "Yeah, I've never ever had social media." Where were you?
So wish that I
Mm,
was not online.
mm,
I'm chronically online. I've been online for years.
mm.
Every wave of onlineness I've been there.
Yeah.
And I envy people that are so like removed from that.
So
It looks peaceful.
no, I imagine it is. I imagine you're a lot more productive as well if
Yeah.
you're just not on social media like that.
Yeah.
But like in terms of the amount of exposure that social media has, it's just like doesn't make sense that if you have a phone, you can have social media. Because a
Agreed.
13-year-old shouldn't be on social media. Like it shouldn't be
What age
possible.
do you think is appropriate?
18.
Okay.
I think I actually want to say 21, but I think let's be fair. I think at 18 years
If you
old,
can drive and vote, I think
yeah,
maybe you can have social media.
yeah. 18 years old, you submit your ID number, they say, okay, sharp, you can
My
push.
concern with underage people on social media is like the pedophiles.
Mm.
It's actually really scary what nasty ass old men do to like entrap
Yeah.
children.
Dude, like, again, these are dangers. Like, the powers of these people that have always existed
Right.
are enhanced by social media.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of what the net positive that social media brings is probably just it's easier to connect to people.
Right.
It's easier to know something really intimately that you wouldn't have known beforehand.
Facts.
Right? And the value of that's not lost on me.
Okay.
Keeping in touch with friends that are in different countries is
Yeah.
10 times harder if you don't have social media.
Yes.
Like there's friends, matter of fact, I don't know. I don't know how we're doing this thing. If there's no post, there's nothing. I must just remember on that random when I'm at Spine, I must remember to text you. Whereas when I'm at Spine, if I look at IG, I say, yes, we can do something
But at the
quickly.
same time,
Mm.
I kind of feel like that gives us a full sense of connection. So like I will watch my friends' stories, I'll like posts, I'm keeping up with oh your daughter's growing and but I actually haven't phoned you or like texted you
Yeah.
in months or like the whole year.
Mm.
But I feel like I'm connected because I've been watching your life on social media.
Yeah.
I don't love that. I think it's a bad habit.
No, it definitely is. But I was gonna ask, when someone checks in on you on social media, but
Yeah.
not in person, does it feel real to you? Or do you immediately be like, no, don't message
Check
me?
in or just like a double tap.
Okay, no, not double tap, but like someone says, like, I'm trying to think of a very random way of like pseudo, like engaging with you. Like something,
I think it counts.
it does count for you.
Yeah, it's an actual engagement. It's not just watching my stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, in that instance, when someone hasn't called in for however long,
Right.
is it still an issue if the person's just like, yo, did you really like your shoes? And that's the end of the conversation. That's the last time you guys spoke. Because you shared that. You shared that so I could see it, right? As friends.
And then you saw it and then you liked it.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's still
you got the engagement you wanted.
sounds like we're still speaking.
Yeah.
Like there's a conversation going on. Like it's not just like I see your name in my story views, but we actually haven't exchanged words
Yeah.
in whatever form in forever. That's a bit odd.
No,
I think I
definitely
would
is.
catch an attitude about that.
Okay. And again, you're just adding to the list of reasons I have to not have social media. I think it makes us socially lazy.
Right.
I think it makes people over familiar as well.
Facts.
That's a very serious issue.
Yeah.
That I think social media brings. It's just like because you can reach me, you just do.
Yeah.
I think if you message someone and you don't have their phone number, I think you're lying. Like if you've never spoken in person, but you've messaged me, no, please let's introduction. You just hey, I'm so and so. Yeah.
Okay, so what happens to me a lot is I'll be out at the mall or at a party, whatever. And people, oh my God, are you real life gold? I'm like, yes. And then they're like, oh, I follow you. And I'm like, hey, what's your name? What's your handle? Maybe I've seen it or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it is a very unusual kind of
Interaction.
interaction to have
Yes.
in real life.
Mm.
Also because I don't know if it's like face blindness, but if I don't know you in real life and I've only ever seen like your Instagram
You're
feed,
not going to recognize the person.
no.
And that's fine
And then
because you haven't met the person.
Then it makes me seem like I think I'm better than people.
No. See, that's ridiculous. And again, that's an issue with social media. The idea of a profile, the idea of fame. It's like, you're still just a guy.
I'm actually just a girl.
You're still just a guy in the world. Like, I think people end up with hyperinflated sense of self, like sense of self.
Right.
Unnecessarily. It's just, I don't think it's good for the ego to be able to put that much of yourself out there and get like microdose of validation the way social media allows people to.
Facts.
Because I also feel like in the same way, you're exposed to more hate as well than you would otherwise be exposed to. You can feel more ignored on social media, even though you didn't actually say anything to anyone. Like out loud, you didn't say a word. Because you tweeted something, no one responded, you feel ignored.
I don't know what
Who
that
are you
feels
talking
like.
to? Oh no, sorry.
I don't know what that
Hey,
feels
hey, real life go, my bad, though. My bad.
But-
We're speaking about the average person, but you know what I mean?
I do know that there have been times in my life where, like, let's say I'm fighting with a man, and then I need some sort of external validation.
And you said let me tweet it.
No, I'm gonna go post a fire picture on Instagram.
That's worse. Rather a tweet.
I'm gonna go post a fire picture. I'm gonna get my likes, and then I'm like, okay, cool. And that's not healthy.
That at all. That's crazy.
I recognize that.
Yeah.
I'm self-aware.
Yes, but does that concern you? Like, imagine if everyone reacted that way.
No, but it does. That's why I've stopped.
Okay, at least. But again, we're with the fact that you're probably not an outlier in that sense. I think a lot of people look towards social media validation. They don't get it somewhere else.
Facts.
Directly. And I guess maybe in some instances, it can help someone build up a sense of confidence, right? But like, generally, I don't know if
there's a danger in building up a sense of confidence with
artificially.
Yeah, especially because people, this entitlement issue and just feeling over familiar, they feel like if they gave you the platform with their likes or with their followers, they can quite easily take it away. So they have every right to nitpick or to bring you down or to criticize you or to know what they want to know about your life.
Like they made you.
You're not allowed to have boundaries. You're not allowed to be sensitive.
No, you stop being a person. You're content.
Like you're a thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like my worst part of it.
Like I really do think that we're just at a weird place. We're just exposed to too many different things unnecessarily.
And the hypervisibility makes me sick. So I've like oscillated between, I'm not naturally a private person. Like you'll meet me today and you'll know my whole life story. But also I've also learned that a lot of my oversharing comes from not feeling heard, and also an unhealedness. That's not proper English, but
no, we hear you though.
I overshare from an unhealed place.
Okay.
But my point is that I'm a very expressive person generally, and it's not in my nature to bottle things. So I have this tool. I'm gonna use my platform to express myself.
Yeah.
But it has bitten me in the bum a couple of times, so it just made me like retract, and I've become a lot more reserved. Like I only share the most superficial things on Twitter now. Before, you could tell where I was like mentally by my tweets. You could tell if I was in love, you could tell if I was in a depressive episode. But now it's just like about Pilates and being hungry.
Like the least personal experiences.
I feel so like vulnerable and like exposed to all these strangers. I don't know 60,000 people in real life. But before I was like, this is so connection or whatever.
Yeah, so many people.
Vulnerability is so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just like the ugliness that's happened over the last couple of years, and like whenever I see people trending for whatever reason, like Mvakali is a good example. I'm just like, I quite physically could not. I'm not built for that.
Yeah.
So I've rejected it in a way. I think I could lean a lot more into my social media and like try and make like a full-time career out of it, but I'm not built
for it. I think anyone really is though. Like I don't imagine Mvakali, because she gets paid for being on social media.
Right.
I don't think she's like, yo, this is dope. more coverage for me. I'm sure she's just like, they've got me again all the time. Like,
I
there's
mean,
no way that that's something anyone wants to be trying to
no
experience all the
facts.
time.
But I do also think that others have thicker skin. I'm just like highly sensitive. I can't really, I take everything personally.
Okay.
Um, like I, there was like a meme, I suppose. I became a meme a couple of years ago.
Ish. I think I know what you're talking about.
Howdy.
Yeah, the boots.
And like
Ish.
everyone thought it was so funny. And it's like, I was in such a shit place in my life.
Mm,
So to go on social media every day for a week and be the laughing stock.
mm.
And people wanted me to laugh with them. And I was like, look, it's not funny. It's not funny. Like it was like a little bit funny like once or twice. But it was like it was such a slow week on
Yeah.
social media.
So
So
it's just
like
like that's
Howdy
all that
was
was
every
happening.
day. I recall, was it from possibly Sunday? I posted a picture on Sunday.
It was Sunday. I actually remember this.
Sunday to Thursday, me, Howdy, every single time. And I was genuinely in the depths of a depressive episode in that time of my life. So it's like to log on, you're already feeling like shit.
And you're looking for an escape at that point from where you're
Yeah,
at.
but you're the joke.
Yeah.
And then the
Like,
people
that's
are like,
all that you
why
see.
don't you want to laugh with us? Dog, I don't want to laugh at my expense.
No, also you laugh with strangers. I think that's where the issue comes in.
Yeah.
It's just like we can share, we can do things together. But there comes a time on social media, it's just like
Laugh
you're just toasting me.
laugh in your group chat like a normal person.
Laugh with your friends.
Laugh in the DMs.
Why do you not be dead at me and I'm chuckling with you? Like,
And they'll tag me. They'll who is this? And they say it's real life goal. I'm not laughing with you. It's not funny. Sometimes like ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Other times I go on a blocking spree. So
Yeah.
anyone that's commented, anyone that's laughed,
you're
it's
saying
like,
you
even
can't
people
chat
that I
with
know
me,
in real life, I'm like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna laugh at my expense, then I'm not gonna like pretend to be cool with you because I don't need that.
But I feel like that's the closest thing though, no? Like I feel like there are certain people where if they were laughing at it, you wouldn't be as
No,
same brush
I've
for
shut
everyone.
out my friends and
Oh.
yeah,
Okay, no.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, look, it was funny.
Mm,
Some of it.
mm.
It just wasn't funny for me.
No, that's fair.
Because bingo.
Mm.
So like quite often people will try to be like, bring it up again, and I'm just like, it's not funny. And they're like, oh, so laugh there. Don't laugh
Yeah.
with. I'm not gonna laugh
Yeah.
with you.
No, that's fair.
And look, I'm. Sometimes I'm capable of making fun of myself. So whenever I put on a boot, I'll be like, oh, ha, ha, howdy. But that's because I'm controlling that narrative.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't belong to people, so I don't belong to everyone to like do what they want with me, and then I must comply.
Yeah. Like because we
Because
have
you guys think
platform.
it's like lighthearted. I don't think it's funny.
And again, everyone has their right to feel how they feel and to, I guess draw their line.
Right.
Right. Like where they think, okay, this is just not for.
It's not that people will listen though.
And I guess that's why people curate their social media, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why we have things like Finsters now, which I think is probably the greatest indication that social trust is at a really, really low point.
Facts.
Like it shouldn't be that I need to have 2 accounts in the same network just because I don't want to share everything with, this mass of people.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on like why people follow each other. And that's a whole other conversation.
Right.
But no, I was going to ask you though, in terms of how you exist on social media now, specifically on Instagram, do you think that there's anything you're looking for? Like you mentioned like the negative aspect of how you engage social media. But like when you post now, like the bad way in which you're sharing for validation. Like when you post on social media now, you know what you're looking for. Speaking for myself, I think I used to, especially like when you first get like to Instagram, for example. Like you're definitely like saying, no man, like me, dude. Like someone, like you're thinking, no, someone's gonna say, yo, dog, you too much right now. You look so amazing. You are so, the shoes are, you're looking for some kind of validation.
Right.
I think now, honestly, I use social media like a marketplace. It's primarily podcast promo.
Okay.
Right, like that's just like, yo, I'm doing this thing.
Yeah.
This thing that I like. I guess that thing gives validation. Maybe
Okay.
just change in that way. But I think generally people are usually looking for some kind of engagement. Do you know what yours is?
I mean, I think part of it is I need to have some sort of proof that I'm hot. So like when the other girls go looking, we can
They see
like,
and they say, oh damn.
yeah.
Ish. Like
And then sometimes you have to keep that updated. It can't be a picture from like
little
5 years ago.
portfolio of sorts.
Yeah, and then you also just like have to sprinkle a bit of travel. I don't know. Because if I'm being real, if I'm being 100% like real with myself. If I didn't care, I would have deleted social media.
Yeah.
So I still care, obviously, about how I'm perceived, and I'm not entirely sure. I think there is just a little bit of validation. Like, I don't really care about likes anymore. But if like I post like a fire story, I mean, I usually post a story for one person. So if that person sees it, then I'm like, very
Job
good.
is done.
But it doesn't make sense to have 3,000 people view my story
And
just
hoping
for the
one
one
person.
guy.
Okay, so I'm assuming then you have more than one account.
I do. I mean, I do, but I think I lost the other one. Does it still exist? Because I don't know.
I don't know. I messaged you on the. Did I mention the second one?
On Real Life Goal.
Yeah.
Mima-san, I don't know if I deactivate. I don't know what I did. I was going through something, so I deactivated everything. And when I came back, I didn't bring that one back, so I don't actually know if it still exists.
I think it's weird that like when you're going through something, you leave, but when you're fine, you say, "Let me go back to the thing that I had to leave before."
No, so actually my issue is I overshare.
Uh-huh.
So I think I now am kind of self-aware enough. Like I have signifiers like, okay, I'm not in a healthy space, so I shouldn't be online.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get to a point where I'm sure I'm bleeding on the timeline. I've done that before. I've had very public kind of meltdowns, and I'm 33 now, so I don't need to do that.
Saying at the time, what's the kind of age where you could keep doing that?
I think before 25.
Before 25.
I'd recommend you don't do it at all, actually.
But if you had to,
yeah, like, you know,
25 is the last
Yeah.
acceptable time, which is like.
what's frontal lobe?
Yeah, it's fine. Is that true? Because
don't
I've
know.
only seen it on the internet.
I
And
don't.
see, I have an issue with that. I don't like knowing things just because I saw a tweet or a TikTok. That's annoying.
I find them so educational.
But is it true?
I don't know. I'm not a professional. You didn't bring me here to ask me about that one.
But you see, doesn't that annoy you though? Like a little bit.
But like, even if it's not true, I like the idea that like you're still a
accurate.
child, like you're still a teenager up
Yeah.
until you're 24, essentially.
So is it because it gives you like a free pass for like when you're
Yeah,
younger?
but also just like I think it gives you grace. I think our parents started life a lot earlier.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of circumstantial. We've been allowed to be young for longer.
Yeah.
We don't have to get married at 21, 22. We're not having kids at those ages.
Yeah.
We're not taking the family out the hood. So there's been a lot of, you know, if you fail a course, they'll pay for you to do another year. Like,
They didn't have that luxury.
yeah, they didn't. They had to get their things together immediately.
Yeah.
And be like real life adults. And I think we have had the privilege of being younger for longer, and that comes with a lot of messing up.
Yeah.
And just figuring it out. Like, social media was so new to us. 10 years ago, how old was I? 23. I'd had it for a couple of years, but still, it evolves all the time. I had no idea that like one day when I'm applying for a job, or rather I didn't have the foresight that when I'm applying for a job that
They're gonna check your social media.
that my social media is going to matter.
Yeah.
Similarly, like with Facebook, like I had drunken nights there because I never thought would see this stuff is going to matter.
Yeah.
So, you know, as you're entering the working space and you see other people kind of suffer these consequences, and you learn. You learn as you go. When you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
I forgot what your question was.
You answered it. Don't worry.
Okay.
No, those weren't paying attention. You'll scroll back for that one. But I was gonna say, do you think it's fair that happens? That your
What?
social media matters in your professional space? Because I feel like the big thing with social media now, at least my biggest gripe with it is just I feel like it shows the lack of general trust in certain circles. Like I feel like there are pockets still people on social media like very uninhibitedly.
Right.
But I think with most people I know, it's very much
Guarded.
like
Yeah.
very very.
I
I think that's fair that like your work matters that much. So,
I think generally no. I don't think it's fair. But if you're like a bigot or like a homophobe or
rather they just check for you.
I do like it when people get fired for things like that.
Okay.
I like accountability. I don't have any tolerance for that kind of stuff. So if you lose your job because you're an asshole, good.
Yeah. Like rather you
Yeah.
have that.
Like you miss if because you obviously don't have that like humanity, you don't have that thing that's gonna make you feel bad about bullying someone or being homophobic or like using a slur. And if the thing that you care about is your pocket, let's hit you where it hurts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But at the same time, like I want to be able to vocally say that I'm pro-Palestine, but if I'm working for an institution that isn't,
It's a bit
that's
crazy.
tricky.
Yeah.
And like it's like we live in the new South Africa. I'm very much like I will bring out the Bill of Rights and say I have the freedom of expression. So I don't like that I'm not able to freely say
Anything.
criticize anything
Yeah.
because it may impact my career. I wish we could kind of just leave that out. Like when you are trying to hire me, don't look at my Twitter. Thanks. That would be great.
I think it would, but that's almost too idealistic because it's just like you can't say whatever, unfortunately, as much as
I
you'd
don't think
like
it can be
to.
reckless, but I don't think that saying that you're pro-Palestine is reckless.
No, that's specifically obviously not right. That's a human rights violation.
Yeah.
There's no reason you can say it. But I think people try to be organizations try to be apolitical
Right.
because it's just like I guess the easiest way to secure coin from wherever,
Yeah.
right? And that's a bit dark, but it is what it is. In terms of trying to, I guess, navigate social media now, right? Like when you look at, the next phase of your life, do you think you're still gonna be active?
Um. So I always joke that as soon as like I get a husband and a baby, I'm out of there. Like you guys would, I wouldn't even post
I,
the
I,
bump.
I don't believe you for a second, by the way.
Really?
I think you might just start backdating content. Like you won't post while it's happening, but like when it happens, you know.
I don't know. I just, especially specifically with my real life gold account, I think we kind of brushed over it. So I've got two accounts. One is like my bigger one with lots of strangers following me, and the other one is just people that I know in real
Yeah.
life. And
So
I
one
felt,
work, one personal.
pardon?
One work, one personal.
Yeah. Because I I don't have a lot of followers on my other one, but like I don't know 16,000 people.
Yeah.
And the other one like what, like 300 people, and that feels like home. It feels safer. It doesn't I don't have to feel I don't feel the pressure to be curated. It's just a lot more authentic. So if I were to share that kind of stuff, it would probably be on my more private account. Um, but in an ideal world where I'm like fully self-actualized, I'm not on social media at all.
Okay.
But I think that's also a bit of a trauma response if I'm being honest.
Yeah, because you want to share, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So WhatsApp stories now.
I've briefly used WhatsApp stories, but it's not worth.
You feel old when you're doing it.
No, I did it, and I was down bad. I don't really want to go into.
Okay. So also that not the happiest experience in the world.
No, so I was trying to get someone's attention, so
Oh.
I made him the only viewer because I'm not gonna post on WhatsApp.
You- I'm just why don't you use close friends on IG? Why didn't you just do that?
They didn't have Instagram at the time.
Okay. You said this is the only way
This
you
was
can
the
get
only
message
way.
across.
I just wanted to be seen
And were you seen?
once, only once, and then another time I posted, I don't know, 24 hours went past and they did not view the thing. How embarrassing that is. Just the one person. So I gave up posting on WhatsApp.
Okay. I mean, look. One thing is that we know you're adaptable. You
Facts.
you said that this is not gonna work.
Assess the situation,
Let's
made a difference.
move past this.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that you shared that. A lot of I wouldn't have shared that personally. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. That
This is my
takes guts.
problem.
No, don't. Your heart's big, clearly. Personally, I would die with that, but it's good. One of us has to. One of us has to be that person.
This is so my like deep desire is to be mysterious, and I'm so far from mysterious. I'm an open book.
I thought you were gonna say to be understood.
You see this thing?
Heart in your sleeve.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but
Hate it.
no, wait. I'm trying to. I thought you were gonna say your desire is to be understood. For you to tell me that that's your deep desire is to be mysterious. How, Mimi?
I mean, I do have this need where I want to be understood.
Yeah.
I think that's like
You can't be both, by the way.
it sure can. It manifests in like my kind of interpersonal relationships.
Yeah.
But the mystery part now is like how I'm perceived by the strangers. Like I don't want them to know too much about me.
Okay.
Like I gave them too much information. I gave them all the intel.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like retract. So at the moment, I mean, even when I moved overseas for a couple of months, and I didn't want to announce it. I didn't speak about it. Also, I have this fear of losing things that I really want.
Yeah. So you don't speak about it until it's done, and you already have it.
Yeah, and that has taken a lot because when I'm excited about something, I want to share it. But like nothing feels safe. Social media doesn't feel safe. Even just like some of my interpersonal relationships don't feel safe. So it's like I started reducing the amount of people that I would share with to just like an inner circle, and then just my mom. Like it got so small.
Yeah.
Because there's an idea of like monitoring spirits. I'm not really I'm not that well versed on that, but also this evil eye. Like evil eye is real, and like I don't want to put my most precious and valued things out there for people to like consume, judge, have their own weird negative energies towards. And the best way to do that is just to not be on social media.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think we're meant to share and show as much as we do.
No, it's not normal.
It is kind of scary to, know people and know the intimate details of their lives the way we do. It's information that I think there's certain such meant to be private. I believe in privacy as a concept.
I am not a private person, but I aspire to be.
And I understand the aspiration. I think it's something we should all want at some point, right?
Like the guy that I was involved with, like often will quiz me after going out to be like, "Did you overshare with people?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." Like I can't help it. I really can't help it, but I'm trying.
No, but I think oversharing with people that you are actually engaging with is a very different thing to oversharing on social media. I don't have an issue with people.
Same thing.
It's not.
It
really
has,
not.
or rather, because I always have like this oversharing hangover. So in the moment,
you overyapped.
I'm like telling people the story. It's funny because I think I'm a really good storyteller as well. So everyone's involved, and then I go home. I'm like, oh, why'd I do that? And then I feel really bad about myself for like 24 hours.
Saying like, why was I chopping so much? Yeah, but like it happens. It happens. Everyone, no one shares every single piece of information that they want to.
I don't like it. So then I've tried. So like, I'll be getting ready with my friends, and I say, okay, guys, today I'm not going to talk a lot because I'm genuinely self-conscious about it, but I can't help it. It's just who I am. And I think that poured over onto social media, and that is why I got the following that I have on Twitter. Instagram is for photos, and I'm not good at taking photos. So unless it's a professional guy doing it,
nothing's really going on.
Yeah.
You know what I think you need?
What?
You might need Snapchat. 24 hours, you can yap to your heart's content.
We did Snapchat though.
I'm on Snapchat. If I really wanted to like say something and like
I forgot my password and I'm not trying to reset it.
No,
I've left it in my past.
You don't want it badly though. I'm giving you solutions.
I don't want it.
I think Snapchat is probably one of the best social media apps we've had, honestly, because
why are you guys still on Snapchat?
It's not you guys, it's me and like I want to say 20.
No, people. Like Americans are on Snapchat.
Oh yeah, but that's because there's too many of them. I think for them to have all left at the same time. Like I feel like if something gets big here, it's big.
Right.
Where Snapchat.
Remember that summer of that filter?
The dog filter.
There was the dog one and then the flowers.
Yes. No, that was big.
Oh,
the flower filter was big. It was big. But yeah, I think Snapchat for me, it has everything you'd want in social media. Like it gives you can take the picture, you can take the video, everything else.
But who's seeing it?
Right now, like I said, like 25 people or so.
Abuban.
Very random list.
Like your friends?
No. Not
strangers.
Like I want to say I have like 4 close friends who still use Snapchat. The rest, no, it's not strangers. Like people I know. I'm just like, why are you still here? But like we see each other, we don't judge each other. Everyone just posts what they want to post. I feel like it's a lot more freeing.
Okay, maybe it sounds like a bit of a safe space.
Yeah, because again, I think I don't know if you're aware of this. Snapchat still tells people when like people take screenshots.
Oh really?
Yes. So it's just like that thing about social trust. I feel like on Snapchat, it's a lot more in your face that you know what people are doing.
Even on Snapchat, like, dog, I post my Pilates selfie after gym just to show that I'm alive.
Yeah.
And I work out, so I'm better than you. And then if I look pretty, I want to capture that. But like, it's not enough for me to get a whole other app to do that.
No, that makes sense. No, I have Snapchat to yap. Like I speak a lot. Like, I want to speak about something, and I don't feel like calling someone. Right. Or like relying on someone to be free to do it with me.
Right.
Let me just yap quickly, just quick 2 minutes, and then then it's gone, goes away.
Fair.
There's no screen recording, goes to the ether. I don't even save it. I don't know what I said. It's gone now.
Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like Snapchat like mirrors what people think happens on Twitter. Like you tweet something, it's tweeted from back then. It's not away. It's still there.
I know.
There's a screenshot, and they quoted it, and now it's someone's bookmarks. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with Snapchat, everything really does just go.
The digital footprint is... I wish I could pay someone to just delete me from everything because I got the internet too young. There's so many embarrassing things there. Like I had a blog at some stage, writing as like a 19, 20-year-old. Like I was writing a lot of rubbish.
Or you had like poetry? What angle?
Yeah, I fancied myself a writer, so I was like write poems and like open letters and like just things about heartbreak. Just delete. Yeah, I want to wipe everything.
I mean, we were speaking earlier about, your life making sense to you, right? Needing to get to certain points in time.
Right.
And I'm sorry to do this to you, but do you not feel that your journey generally has made sense? That you went from oversharing, that you got to experience all this thing. Unfortunately, you just had to learn a lot along the way.
I don't fully stand by it, and I will probably have to interrogate why. I think I feel shame quite easily.
Okay.
Um, and I've recently learned from TikTok, because TikTok is super educational, that shame dysregulates your nervous system. So I've been trying to
Move away from
unlearn shame, but as I haven't done that much work.
See, I have a different view on shame. I think that it shouldn't rule your life. Definitely, I don't think anyone should be like restricted by shame the entire time.
Right.
But I think sometimes it's to safeguard you from what it thinks is like an unsafe situation.
Like, I'm not showing.
Just something, dog. Just say, whoa,
Right.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. What if they do this? No, wait.
Bring back shame.
Because with absolutely zero shame, I don't know if people have, just the awareness to just not do certain things.
Agreed.
Like it has its place. Like I feel like it's not one of those things where it's just like it must go away entirely. It's just like, no, dude.
I don't know.
Like,
I think
if you do
my
something
shame,
bad, you should feel shame. No?
agreed. But my shame is, I mean, I don't really have the English for it, but it's not from that place. It's not necessarily like I'm doing something bad, so I'm afraid of the repercussions. It's more, I don't know. Actually, I need to work on that. But there's something that you said that I wanted to respond to.
It's gone now.
It's gone.
No, I said too many things. It happened.
Okay.
Keep
it moving.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think ultimately the reason I brought you here was because I feel like your journey on social media would be what a lot of people can relate to. And I think,
you think?
Yeah, because you've had it for a long time. You've had, larger than life experiences, right? Where like now no one has pictures of my shoes. Like that's not something I've had to deal with. I think people can also just appreciate that, like, you've got both sides of the coin. Right? You've seen social media for all its good and for, the negative aspect of it as well.
Look, I think I remember what I wanted to say earlier, because you were asking me about the journey kind of making sense ultimately. I'm not entirely sure if I'm better for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like something I stand by. I don't know if I got the chance to do it again, if I would have done it the same way, if I would have done it at all.
Yeah.
But that's like 98% based on fear.
Yeah.
And so I do wonder what I would be like without the fear. If I showed up afraid of if I showed up without being afraid of what people think about me, and without being afraid of being like hyper visible and being perceived, I do think that like at my essence, I do have something to offer. I've just kind of been beaten into a corner where I feel safest. But I do think that like if the version of myself that I was in my 20s, probably the most innocent version of myself when social media first came about, like if I had cultivated that properly, I think I could have stood to have quite a successful social media career.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the emotional bandwidth for it, and I still don't. Yeah, so I don't know. I think the journey could have turned out a number of ways, but like I just, I don't have the minerals.
No, dude, that shouldn't have been your conclusion. I thought you were gonna say maybe a different time, right? Like the version you spoke about, that person still exists, right? Like you've done the work, you built up the following. I was gonna say that what I think makes the most sense for you, and I think for most people, is just to move towards social media.
Let me tell you why I didn't reach the obvious conclusion, because I don't like what it looks like.
Okay.
I see these girls like they've all popped off, and they've done really well for themselves, but like there's no way that that's easy, and I don't want life to be hard. Life is really hard. I'm not gonna like.
You don't want the
I don't want to orchestrate the
Yeah.
difficulties for myself. I don't want to put myself in a position where like my job, my only source of income, makes me miserable.
Yeah. Actually triggered.
I'm like, I'm fortunate that like I do have like a corporate, side. Social media's never been my bread and butter, so I can pick and choose which campaigns I engage in. I can pick and choose whether I'm even on social media. Sometimes I will just deactivate and I disappear. Yeah, because if there's no joy, there's no point. I'm overdoing things that don't bring me happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's a choice you have to make for yourself, right? You need to
Yeah.
know when to leave something alone.
Facts.
Yeah.
So I think my exit's gonna come soon. Maybe 2025.
Okay. Like
End of 2025.
end of real life goal.
Yeah.
Just need.
But you know, the other thing is because I have sort of like entrepreneurial aspirations, it does benefit me to still have real life gold.
Yeah.
Because I can market it on that account. So maybe I take that back.
You're still in it a little bit. There's something. There's still some good to be found in this.
Yeah, but
like I said,
I just have to.
I think ultimately what we conclude is it would have been helpful for your social media licenses. Like maybe.
Nah. Like
that's what I need from
maybe.
Something.
Yeah.
Social media coaching.
And then you get a certificate every couple of months. You just renew.
Just to say, hey, you
do a workshop.
You know.
Yeah, like first aid.
Yeah. Hopefully you test more than with the first aid thing. You get the certification and you're done.
No, it expires.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh wow! Have you done yours?
I did it on matric.
And you haven't done it since.
No, did it for LO.
And now,
can you imagine if it was still that? But I think if you were drowning, I could save you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I
also, I understand recovery position.
Uh-huh.
So you don't like choke on your own vomit. CPR, I'm not that confident in. Okay. But like the basics, like I could save a life, I'm sure.
You see, I don't like the I'm sure you're adding little caveats to make it make sense. I'm not sure if I'm with you.
This is what I'm saying. You need this certification needs to be re-upped every like year or so.
Yeah.
Also, because people are mentally ill. This is the thing. People are mentally ill and they have free access to the internet. And they are dangerous to other people and themselves. And
imagine if they had licenses and they just couldn't be out there.
But who's going to be the board?
Put me on it. I have plans.
Maybe you should speak to the president.
Like if I was a dictator, that'd be the.
Do you have access to like the president's office?
I have a joke, but it's just an inappropriate joke.
Is it inappropriate?
It's so inappropriate.
Okay, we'll
Let me leave it. But anyway, maybe before we leave, I have 3 questions for you.
Okay.
What is the thing you are currently most excited about? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be like a major thing. It can be ice cream later. It can be.
Oh, I'm traveling with my friends soon. So
okay, that's dope.
That's nice.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations. I hope that is everything you need to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Second one. What is the thing you think most people should know about you?
No less about me. I don't want people to know anything about me. I'm just a lover girl, man. I just want softness and like I just want good vibes. Yeah.
Okay. And then last one. What would you say to yourself at 16 years old?
16?
Yeah.
First of all, don't date that guy. Do not date him. Go to university single. Focus on your books and your friends and having fun. Leave boys alone.
And that's you.
Yeah.
Maybe thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today. Appreciate that you came randomly. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks.
And that's us.
Thank you.
Like, comment, subscribe. What do you do? But call to action. Yeah, all the vibes. Yeah, there's videos now.